Hello, hello. Welcome to another little craft session with me today. My name is Rose Packer, and I really love just sharing my creativity and hoping that it inspires your crafting. So, today I have a quick little project that I'm hoping you might be able to make along with me. I'm going to introduce what I'm using and then give you the measurements of, the couple of layering pieces. And hopefully that will set you up to be able to craft with me. Okay, so I'm using the Paradise Gardens bundle, which is a gorgeous stamp set of leafy and some floral images, along with a couple of cute little sentiments that, very useful for a couple of different occasions, but also like the thank you, but also sort of some generic ones that can adapt. It has a matching and coordinating die set. It's actually a hybrid set. So what that means is this big die here actually fits into an embossing folder, and it can emboss and cut at the same time. So I'm sure that I'll be bringing you some inspiration using those in future videos. So there's a few frames and some decorative pieces that match with some of the stamps to make it really easy to stamp and die cut those out. And this bundle, the hybrid bundle, comes in a suite of products with gorgeous papers and embellishments and ribbons. It's quite a big one. And this will feature in my next online class, so be sure to look out for that one. So let's get on to the project recipe, and then we can get creating. So what you'll need is a card base, this is a plain basic white thick cardstock card base. So however you create yours, I use A4 cardstock. So I just cut that in half, score it and fold in half. Now we'll need some layering pieces. I've gone with strawberry slush. I love that color. I'm not a pink girl, but this one I really like. You'll need a rectangle. I've used the Textured Notes die set, which is a nesting rectangle set. It's on the last chance list at the minute, so hopefully, you might want to head over to my store and check those out. Otherwise, you'll need something similar, or just a plain piece of cardstock cut to 80 millimeters by 120. Next is a layering piece of basic white cardstock, and you'll want to cut that down so it fits inside. We're going to layer these, so that's at 75 mil by 115 mil. And then a piece of designer paper. Now this one I'm using today is Nature's Walk Suite. It's not the one that matches with this stamp set, but I wanted something sort of a little bit plain and a bit more solid with just a little decorative element. So this one fits that bill nicely. It's Secret C. So if you've got something similar, that's cool. So this one you'll want to cut down to 70 millimeters by, That's 120, 115. So this one will be 110. So what we want to do is just layer these three up together, ready for some decorative fun. Okay, so let's start with these pieces. And I'm going to use some liquid glue, which gives me a little bit of wiggle room. By wiggle room, I mean it allows me to drop my cardstock on like that, and now I can just move it into place before I push down and secure it to hold. So once I'm happy, then I will do that. I love that wiggle room. It really does help to get things aligned. It's one of those little tricks that, you know, if you're a beginner crafter, it might be one of those little tricks that happens in the background that you're not sure about, and you find yourself wondering, how is it they line these layers up so well? And that's one of them. Using the right adhesive for the purpose at hand can be a big help. Alrighty, so next what we're going to do is layer our group of 3 onto our card base. So using a liquid glue, you might want to use tape or seal to layer these 3 together, which gives you a flat surface. We are going to adhere this cluster of elements onto our card base using dimensionals, which will give us a little bit of height. And we're just going to center that on our card base. Nice and easy. All right, let's get rid of those dimensional backs. You'll find those all over your house. If you're anything like me, you find them in the weirdest places. Alrighty, so let's get on to our next step, which is some stamping. You'll just need some scrap white cardstock and some inks to match. Alrighty, so here's my scrap white that I'm going to be stamping on, and I've brought in a few clear acrylic blocks here to put my stamps on. So we're going to use this big beautiful one, which, as you can see, I have used this quite a bit. It is glowing with glowing with the residue of ink. And you'll find that photopolymer stamps or clear stamps do this, but it doesn't, as long as you clean them well, they don't, there's no impact to the way they work. Now we're also going to use a couple of leafy images. I think, yes, I'll just leave it with those for now. So let's get those onto some blocks and bring in some stamps. Okay, some ink. I want some strawberry slush for my flowers. I'm going to use Secret Sea, but in a minute, because I'm going to use that for my sentiment. And the other color I want is a green for my leaves. So let's see which one. I think I'm going to go with a nice bluey green this time and go with Summer Splash. So yeah, going to miss this one. This is going to retire soon. As it changes over, as Stampin' Up! Change over their ink colors. So yeah, love this one. Alrighty, so I'm just going to stamp 2 of these and 1 of these ones. So just some light tapping. And then that one there. I might just do 2 because I may just so that we have some flexibility around the cluster of elements we're going to do there. Alrighty, so next we're going to open up our strawberry slush or our pink, and ink up our flowers. And I'm going to stamp 2 of these as well. I need another piece. Okay, let's bring in another piece. Okay, here's one I prepared earlier. Okay, let's see how we go with those. Okay. All right, let's just move all of these bits out of the way so I don't drop them on my project. Okay, now we need to die cut these. So I'm going to pull out my dies, and we're going to use this one, which matches with our flowers. This one, which is that leaf, and that one. We're also going to use the hexagon that comes in this set. I've got a cute little tip, a clever little tip to share with you about this one, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, what we're going to do is take all of these over to my die cutting machine and cut them all out into pieces. Okay, so here we are. We've got our pieces die cut out, our 2 lots of flowers and 2 each of the leaves ready to go. What I also did was die cut a hexagon shape. Now, this is how it comes when you die cut. So it comes out as a solid piece, and you get this lovely embossed detail line around the edge. So I really like that, and I've used the same color cardstock as my layering piece here. Now, I would like a sentiment to go in the middle of this one. There's a couple of ways you can do it. You can, depending on your sentiment, you may have a long flat one that you can use and create a banner. You may, or you may want to stamp it and actually fussy cut around it. You can do that. But I actually want another hexagon to layer with it. So, I was thinking to myself, how can I make that work? And just get nice even sides. And what I've done, or what I thought about, was turning my frame, my die cut, into a frame. So what I'm going to do is ink up my stamp, my sentiment stamp. This is one from the Paradise Garden stamp set. It's wishing you a lovely day. So pretty. And what I like about this is you can adapt this sentiment to many different occasions. So this particular card is going to, I'm going to make a bunch of these, and these are going to my team members. So really, really, really cute idea, I think. So what I'm going to do is use my die as a template. So I've got myself a pencil, and I am going to cut it, line it up as if I'm going to die cut it out. But instead, what I'm going to do is hold it steady with my fingers and just mark where my little corners are. That gives me start and finish points, and also not too much rubbing out if I need to. And now I'm just going to fussy cut those out. So I'm going to try and cut them off so that I don't have to rub any out. And doing it this way means I don't have to, means I get a lovely layering piece that echoes the same shape, and I don't lose that lovely embossed detail on my hexagon. So there we go. It's just an easy way of making a layer so that you're still getting the embossed detail, and yeah, you're getting two-tone, because we don't have a die to do that with that follows that shape. So it's just another way of extending your your die set to make them work really hard. It's just pushing your investment a little bit further, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to layer this one flat. And there we go. Awesome. Alrighty, now it all comes down to layering our pieces. So I'm going to pop this one down here. I've got a few pieces. I'm not sure how many I'm going to use yet. So I'm going to use this one here. And then this, I want my sentiment to go somewhere here. Yeah, somewhere like that. That's what I'll do. And then I'm going to tuck some leaves in just to set it off. You can see how it's coming together now. So something like that, which means this one I'm going to layer flat. This layer will be on some dimensionals. But when we do that, the reason I'm doing this is positioning to get an idea, is because this one will be on dimensionals. It'll be harder later to tuck these little pieces in underneath because they may hit the dimensional. So by doing it this way, it gives me a visual on what the finished position will be, and it will allow me to stick my leaves flat that I think are going to get in the way of a dimensional. So that way it goes where I want it to go, but eliminates having to adjust them. That'll make sense in a minute, I think. Anyways, so that's really cool. All right, so we've got some glue on here. And I'm going to, what did I say? Somewhere about there. Just going to stick that one on there. And we're going to use this as a guide. Alrighty, I want this nice full piece. I think I'm going to pop him up there. That's nice. He's going to go on flat as well. Okay, so he's going to go on here. Yep, perfect. Okay. And I think I'm going to do that there. I've got a little bit of the stem poking out, so I want to make sure I cover him. So this one's going to go maybe that way. Yeah, that's where I'm going to pop him. Okay, this one I also am going to do something a little bit different with this guy. I want to cover this stem from the flower because I don't want it poking out from my sentiment. So this section is going to be flat, but this guy, I think I can leave him sticking up. So I'm just going to pop some glue there. Let's get an eyeball on this. And I'm going to tilt it that way. Stick it down. See, that's coming along beautifully. Okay. So something like that. You can pick and choose what you like. This is, you can follow my card exactly, or if you have an idea that is inspired by my creation, you can change it up. So that's really cool. Alrighty, I'm going to maybe lift this guy just a little bit as well. Just fold these little tips up a bit. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to now pop on some dimensionals down to my last little pieces here. Use up all the bits. Okay, there and there, and one more. Okay, let's get this guy in place. I'm going to pop him here. There we go, lovely. Alrighty, do I want to pop him in here? That's what I'll do. I'll pop him here and I'll put it on with some mini dimensionals. I'm going to pop some on the very tips of the leaves and that will hold them up. Okay, so let's peel those off. So I've got really tiny ones here. These ones are always a bit tricky to get off. Okay, that one there and this one here. I'm going to pop just a little dab of glue on the stem and we will tuck him in here. Awesome, there we go. Last but not least, we need some gems, of course. Something a little bit blingy, I think. Something sparkly. Let's try these guys. Okay, so I'm going to use one big one. You always want one big one. I'm going to pop him down here. And then I'm going to use a smaller one. That's going to go up here. And one more. It's always good in threes, isn't it? I'm going to put another one next to him. So there we go. So I think that's a gorgeous little card, and I'm pretty sure my teammates will like these. And yeah, so I hope this has inspired your crafting, and yeah, and you enjoyed this project. And if you like what you are seeing here today, don't forget to drop me a subscribe, and yeah, I'm sure I'll be back soon.